Behold the image that you're looking at. 5 people of, I don't know how to describe it. Listen to the words. And I'm sorry to start off with more Canadian stuff again. I have been feeling a little black-pilled myself, and this is not making me feel any better. The year is 2021. All 5 political parties in Canada have joined to support pharma and push experimental medical procedures on the Canadian population through coercion, extortion, humiliation, and other means.
We're all in this together.
We've come so far in the fight against COVID, it's time to finish this pandemic for good. So get vaccinated. If you know someone who hasn't, talk to them. For our kids, for our communities, for our economy, it's how we get forward together.
Vaccines are safe and effective for use. Vaccines are the best way for you to protect yourself, your family, and your community. So get vaccinated.
This is a conservative.
Let's fight COVID-19.
This is a so-called conservative.
Pour vous protéger vous-même, pour protéger les plus fragiles d'entre nous, pour
To protect
protéger
yourselves,
l'ensemble de la
to protect the
population.
vulnerable,
Le meilleur
to protect
moyen
the
connu
population
demeure
as a
le
whole.
vaccin.
The
S'il
best-
vous plaît,
the best method
soyez
is still
responsables,
vaccination.
Soyez solidaires.
Please be
Faites-vous
responsible.
vacciner.
Solidarity. Get
We
vaccinated.
all agree getting vaccinated is the way forward. We're all in agreement. This is not a partisan issue, so please get vaccinated.
We're united, and it's time to get the shot. Vaccines save lives. They're how we're going to beat COVID, and it's time for everyone to do it. Get the shot.
Get the shot.
Does this not make everyone else who watches that want to vomit? Who watches this and says, that's awesome. These are great people. These are role models, and I should really listen to what the government has to say. Who watches this and thinks this was a good idea? Hold on. Let's we're all in this together.
We're all in this together. Get the shot.
Go F yourselves. Get the shot. Anybody telling me to get the shot? What, I mean, the funny thing is, if I were to say, go shoot yourself, I might get in trouble for suggesting a threat. That is the absolute state of Canada in 2021. The first jackass, Justin Timberlake, Justin Trudeau, the Liberal. The second jackass, Aaron O'Toole, so-called conservative. The third guy, I wouldn't even call him a jackass because I kind of like him, Yves Blanchette from the Bloc Québécois. The fourth jackass, Jagmeet Singh. The fifth jackass, I don't remember her name. The Green Party, I think. Telling you to go get the shot. We're all in this together. Pushing an experiment. By the way, just for what it's worth, they all knew at that time that it didn't do what they said it did, and it did a whole hell of a lot more that they weren't telling you that it did. They all knew that at the time. And this is 2021. What has changed since then? Very little, it would seem. They swapped out one globalist whore, Justin Trudeau, for another globalist whore, Mark Carney. They swapped out one useless tool, Aaron O'Toole, and swapped in Pierre Poilievre, who I dare say is any better. He might be a little bit better than Aaron O'Toole. He's a little younger, a little better looking, a little bit more looks like Superman. Bloc Québécois guy, he's still there. Jagmeet Singh, he won't be there after this election. And the woman, I forget her name, doesn't matter. But this is the absolute state of Canada. It's uni-party tyranny. And I appreciate, I'm trying not to get black-pilled here, people. You know, Pierre Poilievre is down to 15% in the Kalshi market in terms of likelihood to become the next Prime Minister of Canada. I appreciate markets are not perfect. Markets can be manipulated. And for the amount of trading volume, it would be very cheap for China to manipulate those markets so that the media can then say, look at how bad the markets are, so that the polling agencies could then say, look at what the media is reporting. And this is, the sentiment that people think it's going to be a liberal majority. Full disclosure, as always, I own, what is it called? Futures. I own contracts in a no to a liberal majority. Do you know what it means for Canada? If it's a liberal majority, well, I can tell you one thing. The carbon tax is coming back. The tax cuts are going to come to an end. The no GST, QST, or no government sales tax on housing, that they might keep that because they're going to sell you Mark Carney, Brookfield Assets Management, modular housing. Oh, you're going to be eating squirrels, people. Not even bugs anymore. The bugs, that's going to be for the upper middle class. You're going to get rodents that you can find on the street. The government's already predicting that. Oh, but it's not a prediction. It's a forecast. And they always have to forecast negativity. Yeah, no, they don't. No, they don't. And the fact that the government is forecasting that within 15 years, Canadians may be reduced to foraging parks and waterways with reckless disregard for regulations. You got to have your freaking head examined to vote for I'm going to rage. I'm raging against the Liberals now. You feel like you're taking freaking crazy pills. And I'm going to say this. How stupid do you have to be to contemplate voting for the Liberals? How stupid? I mean, I'm asking this. People are going to say very stupid. Others are going to say, Viva, you're being mean. They're not stupid. They're just ignorant. And maybe that's a fine distinction to make. Some are stupid. Some are just too busy in their daily lives to do what it is that I do on a daily basis and make sure that people understand what the hell is going on in Canada? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I just went back, because the flavor of the day from the Liberal Party is we're going to make affordable housing. Even if it's modular government sanctioned ghettos, we're going to make affordable housing. I just went back because I know that I've seen this before. I know that I've seen these frickin' tweets. I put together a little montage today so that for those of you who are too busy with your daily lives, who don't live on the internet like I do for a living, I'll help you. I will awaken you. I will educate you. In 2015, Justin Trudeau writes on Twitter, our plan to invest in affordable housing will help the middle class and those working to join it. 2017, everyone deserves a place to call home. Today we announced real help for Canadians to reduce homelessness and help more families find a safe and affordable place to live and raise their family. There wasn't an election in 2017. 2015, it was an election promise. 2017, they just repeated. 2019, another election. For too many hardworking Canadians, buying a house right now seems impossible. The first-time homebuyer incentive is going to change that. It didn't. They're giving you up to 10% of your new home's value and making the housing market more fair. None of that happened. 2021. This is Groundhog Day, and if you don't understand it, pay attention. And don't get mad at me for telling it like it is. You want to be coddled and told everything's going to be okay. Go suck at your mama's titty. That's not what I'm here for. Everyone deserves a safe and affordable place to live, raise their family, and build their future. We've made good progress over the years, and with more support for housing in Budget 2021, we're not going to slow down now. 2025, more of the same. No, I'm sorry. I didn't know that, Viva. How am I supposed to know that? I just read CBC. What's CBC saying? Oh, who the hell cares? Holy crap. Hold on. There are psychopaths out in the world. Bona fide. They're not serial killer psychopaths. They are people who are built differently, who don't have the same ethics. They have an IQ that might be high, but they have an EQ that might be very low. Or they don't have an EQ at all, an emotional quotient. They have no problem exploiting people. They don't feel empathy, and they don't have any qualms about lying, gaslighting, and deceiving their way into positions of power. Who might be a person of that order right now? Well, Justin Trudeau, I have no doubt, is a total narcissist. Who's proving to be that as well now? Mark Carnage Carney, 3 passport-carrying globalist, WEF, Davos-speaking, Bilderberg meeting-attending whore. They actually say this. Rapid response and fact checks from Liberal Party HQ. What do they say? Look at this. Pierre Poilievre says he'll end, quote, woke culture, end quote, in the military. We've seen this movie before. You know what movie I've seen before? Frickin' liberals lying and promising affordable housing. You know what they did in the decade where they were promising affordable housing? They didn't build the affordable housing, but they sure as hell let in a lot of immigrants who are going to make it a little bit more difficult for you to get that housing. They let in 500,000 immigrants a year who put a strain on the housing, strain on the infrastructure of healthcare, a strain on Canada, strain on culture. That's what they did. In the 10 years that they were promising housing, no housing, but here's about, I don't know, several million immigrants. Good luck with it, Canada. 4 million, I think? The population of Canada is now damn near 40 million. They've been letting in 500,000 immigrants a year, some of whom say more or less properly vetted. Pierre Poilievre says he'll end woke culture. And then they show a picture of Trump that says Trump fired first woman to lead a U.S. military service. I hope they're not talking about Rachel Levine. I hope they're not talking about Rachel Levine. That's a joke. Bada bing, bada boom. Rachel's a man. Poilievre promises to end woke culture in military. The one they used of Trump says Trump fires first woman to lead a U.S. military service. Now, I know this because I've covered it from the beginning. Justin Trudeau, after having taken the virtue, walk of grace, for having appointed the first female Indigenous Minister of Justice and Attorney General, fired her. Justin Trudeau fired the first female Minister of Justice and Attorney General. I should say the first Indigenous female, because I don't know if it's the first female Minister of Justice, Attorney General, Mojag, but she was certainly the first Native American Indian Minister of Justice female. He celebrated it because it's 2020 or whatever the hell year it was when he got reelected there. Because it's the year 2000. We got to have women here. I fired her. Trudeau did, because she refused to follow his corrupt orders not to prosecute SNC Lavalin because of his big boy friends within that company. The psychopathy of the Liberal Party is truly astonishing. Pathological narcissist Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. It was literally Trudeau who fired the first woman Mojag Minister of Justice. It was literally the Liberals during Carney's race who expelled a woman of color, Ruby Dalla, from the leadership. And they accused Trump and Poilievre of being the misogynists. Scum of the earth. The Liberal Party criticizes America for not having elected Kamala Harris because, it's time for a woman president. They disqualify, fire women in their own cabinet. But that's what's going on in Canada, people. I don't trust the markets, but they are indicative of something. I don't trust the markets. I trust that you can make a little money off of the markets being inaccurate. But the problem is, has Pierre Poilievre gone on GAD-SAD? Nope. Has Pierre Poilievre basically pulled an Aaron O'Toole? Kind of looks that way. But if you vote for the Liberals, You are a painful idiot, and there is no way about it. Oh, good afternoon, everybody. How goes the battle?